Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our monthly Angelscope for the sign of Capricorn for November 2021. So before I begin, I'd just like to draw your attention to the link below this video for the monthly general reading for November 2021. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch that. That came out earlier in the week. And I think it's good to have that general context of information so that you can understand your own your own angel scope in terms of how that might be working with that energy. Okay. And I'm just keep saying the word compassion. So also I'm still offering my special offer angel reading since the pandemic has begun, which is my half-hour reading for $77 has been extended to 1 full hour. So if this in any way supports you financially, you're welcome to this. And so you would go to my webpage, theangelschool.com/services, and there's a link below the video. And you would simply just select the half-hour reading as it's normally written, and then within 24 hours on the first business day, I will send you a confirmation email noting that special offer. Within the email, you are the instructions about how to set up an appointment with me and also to submit your availability for me to schedule the reading. So just follow everything that's there. Make sure you read it carefully, and it will be perfectly fine. All right. So the card on the left will be a message from the guardian angel that you're working with for this month. Sometimes I see others come in as well, so I'll let you know that if that happens. This card is from the Major Arcana. It highlights the major themes, lessons, influences, and energies playing out in your life in a very big way, very noticeable way. Sometimes heavy, sometimes light, but always there. And then the card on the right is a message from your guardian angel from the Minor Arcana, and it highlights the day-to-day events and the ways that you might see this major theme lesson play out in your life. And hopefully this will also the guardian angels will give you assistance in terms of understanding how you can work with that energy. All right, so let's begin by taking a deep breath, focusing on your heart center, your heart chakra. And as you do this again, just let go of whatever's on your mind, any concerns, especially any particular matters. Now, for some reason I saw the word legal, so I'm not sure if there's any legal matters, Capricorn, that are coming up for you. And this could be a wide range of things, right, that you need. Legal matters could be a contract, it could be a litigation of something, but as I was saying, to not worry, to let those things go. There is a sense of, and I forgot the word I told you I saw in the beginning, compassion. Okay, and that's a hard one, depending on what this is, because we often don't see them going together or working well together, especially because it makes us feel like we're going to take the higher road and get trampled on, right? But compassion for yourself, I think, is the thing. I think the word compassion is a word that's just sort of always applied to self first. It's sort of like on a plane, they tell you when the mask fall to first, you know, breathe and get oxygen for yourself, and then help others, because that, you know, if you help yourself first, you have the energy and the resources to help others. So in a situation, first be compassionate towards yourself. That is to say, if you're criticizing yourself or beating yourself up about something, or even if you're anxious and you desperately want something to work out, you know, and you're not really trusting and you're not having faith in the outcome, you need compassion for that. Compassion is sort of like the healing ointment for any cuts or scrapes or, you know, wounds. It's a healing ointment that we give to ourselves. And then when you do this, you're able to see through this lens in a compassionate way, so that you don't allow your judgment, your harsh judgments and criticism to interfere with your business deals. So it's not about being mushy, you know. It means really compassion just heals. It gives us clarity, and it helps us to be present, mindful, so that we're not acting irrationally or overly emotional in some way. And when we do that, then we make ourselves really vulnerable, wherein people can see that and take advantage of it. And that's really how you're taken advantage of, when you try to stand up for yourself without first applying some compassion. So when you felt like you've been bruised or your pride has been hurt, apply the ointment of compassion, because you need to make sure that the wound doesn't fester, meaning that you don't start to fester in your emotions and start to act out and react in ways that make you a target. So the compassion will give you clear mind. I hope this really beautiful new way of understanding compassion helps you to see that it's a power, like a superpower. It makes you strong. It makes you invincible. Okay, so whatever legal matters or negotiations that you have, and you're worried about maybe being exposed or vulnerable or taken advantage of, apply this compassion so that you have clarity, so that your faith is strong in your heart, and that you have this clear, intuitive awareness of what the right thing to do, what is the right thing to do. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at the card and for the month, and look at that. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Strength. Right? Talking about that feeling intimidated in a way. And see, this is the card that applies that. Okay, this is the one card that really in the entire tarot is about that compassion. And it's displayed here in this way that we normally, when we see a human and the lion or an animal like this intensity, we immediately feel fear. We feel intimidation. We feel that we're going to be taken advantage of. And she applies compassion first to herself, and it shifts the dynamic between them. I've seen my mother do it so many times. God rest her. I mean, she was such a great example of these things. I don't know how she knew how to do those things instinctively, But the archangel here is Archangel Ariel that you'll be working with this month, whose name means the lioness of God. So it's really about this courage, but the compassion. There is, you know, this is about, as I was saying before, strength. Compassion is true strength, as I just articulated for you. And so, you know, this is a card that also encourages you to make peace. But again, through this new understanding of strength, power, you know, really express what's on your heart. You have to be fearless in, you know, really coming from the heart and saying what you want. And you have to know that you deserve it. But you can't try to convince people that you deserve it. Now, if you try to convince people that you deserve it, then that makes you vulnerable. That makes you easily to take advantage of, because you don't believe it. You're trying so hard to put on in a way that you try to convince other people to believe the illusion that you're trying to project. So we set ourselves up in that way. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the message from our guardian angel. So this is going to be a month for you, Capricorn, like, you know, to really face those things. And look at, this is the card for taking advantage. Right here. Okay? This is really getting a little eerie here. And what is this? This is Archangel Sandalphone and the Divine Guidance card of the Hierophant. Okay? So, you know, if it's something, you know, in terms of an establishment that you feel intimidated by, or just some traditions, you know, that you feel excluded, you know, or they're not inclusive, and you are having to find a way to be who you are, to be authentic, and to stand up for yourself. The first thing that you need to do is apply that compassion to yourself, meaning in this way too, that believe in who you are. You need to believe whatever it is that is the situation. You need to make sure that you believe. Let's say if it's a contract for, I don't know, like you're going to sign for a new home, but you don't know if you're going to get it. You have to believe. You have to really, first of all, be clear about what your intention is for wanting this home and the home that you're looking for. So you make sure you're not fighting a battle that's really not yours to win in the first place, right? We got to make sure we're where we're supposed to be, and that we are in signing something that's ours, that's truly meant for us. And you'll only know that by that intention setting that you've heard me talk about so much, right? Be clear about what your intention is in general, then how would that look for you in general, then specifically to situations, right? And know your pitfalls, that kind of thing. And so make sure you're in the right fight. Then, now, you don't need, if this is the right home for you, for an example, or, you know, you're adopting, like, then you, and it's not about, I want the kid, but I know I'm ready to be a parent. You know, you have to believe this. So then when you're in whatever the legal matter is in negotiations, you are not trying to still convince yourself, because that's what makes you vulnerable. So compassion here asks you to know yourself, to know yourself, to believe in yourself. That's where your true power, that's where true strength comes from. And influence. Okay? So don't focus so much on how people are taking advantage of you, but shore up your strengths, your belief in yourself, and your intention. All right, so I send you lots of love, Capricorns, and angel blessings, and have a beautiful month of November.